Shalom, shalom. I'm going to start off this video by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, and double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops, a great millstone that rule well, teach well, while learn his truth, 100% according to the Bible. I also want to say shalom to the elect, the 144,000 men, prophet, servants scattered abroad the four corners of the earth. And shalom to you, Akwaf, which are you few sisters out there that are sincere, your children, shalom. And in today's video is going to be titled, Never Go Down to Egypt for Help, or Woe unto them that go down to Egypt for help. And it's going to be building off of this video I got from the brother Arrows and Indignation 144. And we're going to kind of just build off of this video in the spirit, because ultimately that's the spirit that Jake is in, man. Our people are just absolutely destroyed because they trust in oppression, man. They trust in the ways of this devil, Esau, Edom, and his philosophies. And, you know, the way that he has things going, they trust in that rather than trusting in the ways of the Lord, man. Right? And I'm actually grab that precept real quick, right? This is Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. It says, my people, right? You so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American Indians, both men and women, right, are destroyed, right, for a lack of knowledge. You see, that's because you don't have the knowledge of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. You have the knowledge of this world. You think that the knowledge of this world is going to save you. That is beneficial when it's not, right? Because it's really destroying you, right? It says, because thou hast rejected knowledge. And how do y'all reject knowledge? Through the prophets, the men that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai have set up, ultimately to warn you, Jake, to tell you to repent, to turn back to the Lord and to seek him sincerely. You see, to turn back from your wrongful thoughts, sins, and doings in this life as well as your former lives. You see, but Jake doesn't want to do that, you see. And it says, I will also reject thee, that thou should be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power. I will also forget thy children, man, you see. Right? Because we tell you, Jakes, over and over that this place, America, is not your rest, man. Right? As it tells us right here, this is Micah chapter 2, verse 10. To arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with the sword destruction, man. And that's why you ultimately see our people in the state of mind and the condition that they're in now, man. For trusting in this place, Egypt, trusting in the ways of Babylon and great America, trusting in their oppressor, trusting in Esau, Edom, right? But you Jakes never learn, man, because at the end of the day, this man's your enemy. And no matter how many times you ultimately try to kiss up to him or think he's going to help you, this man does not have your best interest, you see? And I'm actually grab that precept as well, right? This is Sirach chapter 12, and I'm going to start at verse 10. It says, never trust thine enemy, right? Because ultimately, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Indians out there, you have an enemy, right? And chiefly it's Esau, Edom, which is the so-called white man, and as well as these other nations. But like I said, Jake is just friendly. Our people love depending upon Esau for help, man. You see, they love looking up to their father, the government, for benefits, man. You see? And things like that, man. You know, they don't want to depart from that. You know, Jake loses their mind if they don't have, you know, their food stamps, their welfare, their Section 8, all of these other different type of things that this man gives them. You see, that just goes to show you how dependent they are upon this man, right? It says, for like his iron rusteth, so is his wickedness, right? I'm going to go to verse 11 too. It says, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped the looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust, right, represent his wickedness, have not been altogether wiped away. And that's what a lot of you Jakes are about to realize real soon, that this devil, right, the so-called white man that a lot of you love, does not care about you, man. Right. And he's about to show that real soon in these times that we're about to come into. You see Jacob's troubles getting ready to come down the pipeline. All type of different things are about to happen. But guess what? You Jakes out here, you still trusting in this damn devil. Right. So I'm going to get into the video and we're going to just, you know, watch it from here. Right. But before I started, you know, fair use, not getting paid for this video. This is for educational purposes only. With that being said, fair use. Salakia.
What he's gonna do, running the city to. We got to go to Donald J. Trump, because he's made it clear what he's gonna do, running the city to the ground. We've asked you over and over again to stop with the spending. We've told your cronies to stop with the spending. They won't stop you. They're letting you run ragged in here. They're letting you run the city through the ground. They won't stop you. So because of that, you've given us no choice. We got to go to the federal level. We got to go to Donald J. Trump, because he's made it clear what he's going to do, See, I got to have some help. I got to have some help. I can't let you and Cook County and the city take what my mother worked for and left for her children.
I spoke to one woman who actually lives in this building, and she says she was detained by ICE agents overnight, and she says they took everyone and then asked questions later.
They just treated us like we were nothing.
Patricia Fisher says she came out to the hallway of her apartment complex on the corner of 75th and South Shore Drive in her nightgown around 10.
Right, and you hear what it is that the Eve just said, man. You see that the ICE agents treated them like they were nothing. And that's because these devils don't care about you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, man. And we warned you and told you of these things, but, you know, Jake got to learn the hard way because you're hard-headed.
Monday night, only to find ICE agents yelling police.
It was scary because I've never had a gun put in my face. They asked my name and my date of birth and asked me did I have any worse, and I told them no. I didn't.
She says she was then handcuffed and released around 3 a.m. Fisher says she was told if anyone had any kind of warrant out for them, even if it was unrelated to immigration, they would not be released. Cincinnati video shows the chaotic scene overnight. Neighbors tell us there were dozens of ICE agents. Neighbors like Ebony Watson says they ducked for cover as they heard several flashbangs go off.
They was terrified. The kids was crying. People was screaming. They looked very distraught. I was out there crying when I seen the little girl come around the corner because they was bringing the kids out too. Had them zip tied to each other. That's all I kept asking. Where's the morality? Where's the human? One of them literally laughed. He was standing right here. He said, them kids.
Watson says budget trucks and military-style vans were used to separate parents from their children. Other neighbors say they saw agents destroying property to get in the building.
And he had a big 15-inch chainsaw with a round blade on it, cutting this fence down. We're under siege. We're being invaded by our own military.
The FBI did confirm this morning that they did help the U.S. Border Patrol carry out a targeted immigration enforcement operation in this area, and they say they have been supporting these efforts at the direction of the U.S. Attorney General.
We got to go to Donald J. Trump because he's made it clear what he's going to do. Running the city to the ground. We've asked you over and over again to stop with the spending. We've told your cronies to stop with the spending. They won't stop you. They're letting you run ragged in here. They're letting you run the city through the ground. They won't stop you. So because of that, you've given us no choice. We got to go to the federal level. We got to go to Donald J. Trump because he's made it clear.
And you basically hear the video, you know. So like I said, you know, our people trust in oppression, man. That's what Jake trusts in. You see, they don't ultimately want to seek and follow after the ways of Yahweh Shem. I was shot to turn back to their power, man. Right? And I'm going to grab this precept right here as well. This is Jeremiah chapter 17. I'm going to read verse 5. It says, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, cursed be the man or the woman that trusteth in man. You see, and that's what our people do. They ultimately trust in this devil. You see, and everything that he ultimately provides them with, that's what they put their hope and trust in. They don't want to trust in the Lord, right? They don't look to the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, for their problems, right? When they're going through things, when they're struggling, they don't pray to the Lord and seek him and see what it is he can provide them with, because the Lord will provide for us, man. You see, but like I said, our people trusted man. Right? They trust in this damn devil and his system, right? Which is ultimately going to perish soon come, man. This man's queendom is going to go down, man. Right? And you Jakes that love this place and trust in it, guess what? You're going to go down right along with this place, man. Right? It said, and make a flesh his arm, right? That means making flesh their strength. They have made this so-called white man their strength, man. Right? Their God, basically. It said, in whose heart, meaning their minds, departed from the Lord. And that's exactly what Jake has done, man. They've departed their minds from the Lord, man, right? And they don't want to seek after the Lord, right? This is Isaiah chapter 31, and I'm starting verse 1. It says, woe, meaning destruction, to them that go down to Egypt, which we know America is spiritually Sodom and Egypt, right? This is modern Egypt, right? Because we're in this place in bondage, man, right? We're still yet this day in our captivity, as it tells you in Baruch chapter 3, verse 8, right? And I'm actually grab that, right? And we're going to come back. So bear with me. And it says, behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, talking about over here in the good old US of A, man, in Babylon, right? Where thou hast scattered us, right, for a reproach and a curse and to be subject to payments. That's why you got to pay bills. That's why you got to work. If you don't work, you ain't going to eat. That's why you got to do all of these things, man. You see, working long and not getting paid enough because you're in bondage, Jake. That's what we told you, right? But it says, according to all the iniquities of our fathers, right? The sin. And we are our forefathers coming back in the reincarnation, right? It said, which departed from the Lord our power, you see. So that's ultimately why we're in the condition and the state that we're in now, man, right? But this is back at Isaiah 31:1. It says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many, right? You trust in America's, financial structure. You see, you trust in this place. You think that the benefits and everything that the government provides you, Jakes, with is going to continue to keep rolling in. You think this man is going to keep continuing to give you food stamps, Section 8, government assistance. You see all of these different perks that ultimately he provides you with. Man, that ain't going to keep going on. Because like I said, we're about to come into a time where this devil is about to show his true colors that he has towards you Israelites, that ultimately he hates you, you see, and that this man does not like you. This man despises you because he's your enemy. But our people don't want to hear that, though. You see, that's why a lot of you Jakes are going to have to find out the hard way real soon, man, right? It says, because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Yasharallah, neither seek the Lord, you see. So Jake don't want to seek the Lord, man. You see, long as, like I said, they're getting provided with the things that Esau gives them, they're comfortable, man, right? So I'm going to grab this precept too, this Isaiah chapter 30. I'm going to start at verse 9. It said that this is a rebellious people. Who is that talking about? You so-called Negro, Latino, Native American men and women, man, the tribes, right? Lying children, you see. Children that would not hear the law of the Lord. You see, y'all don't want to hear the ways of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. Y'all don't want to repent and turn back to the Lord. Y'all don't want to depart from this place, America. You see, because 2/3 of you Jakes, you love this place, man. This place is your home. You see, you trust in the so-called white man's oppression, right? You trust in his philosophies. You believe in all of the things that he's set up for you to live your life and conduct yourselves, behaving. And you don't see no problem with this country, man, right? Because a lot of you people are settled on your leads. You love this place, right? Verse 10, we say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. And that's what Jake want to hear. You see, they want to hear bullshit, man. Jake don't want to hear the truth that the so-called white man is the devil, that he's not your friend, that he doesn't care about you, right? Jake want to hear that, the Lord loves everybody. When that's a lie, he only loves his people, the Israelites, man. You see? But Jake, like I said, they want to hear those smooth things. They want to hear things that's pleasing unto their flesh, because that's what they're walking after, the carnal, man. They're not walking in the spirit, right? So I'm going to go to verse 11. And it says, get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. And that's ultimately what they want to happen, man. You see, Jake despises this word, man, right? And it tells you on down, verse 12, why they despise this word and why they don't want to, seek after the ways of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua or to trust in the Lord, right? It says, wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word, right? And trust in oppression, right? And perverseness and stay thereon. And that's what Jake trusts in, man. They trust in oppression. They trust in the ways of their slave master, man. You see, they trust in the ways of the so-called white man. They see no problem with how he's running things down here on this earth. You see, they're okay with it, man. That's why you 2/3 are ultimately going to be destroyed, man. You see, you're going to have to be destroyed because ultimately you're not going to turn back to the Lord on this side. You see, that's why it's already predestined for 2/3 to receive that judgment, man. Right? Because you love this damn devil, man. And you're going to go down with him. Right? That's why I asked, the scriptures tells us right here. I'm going to grab this precept too. Right? St. Matthew chapter 6, verse 19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, you see. And this is what Jake is ultimately focused on doing, right? They trying to store treasures upon this earth, man. Not even knowing that this place, America, is predestined to be destroyed. It's predestined to go down. You see that this so-called white man is soon about to be out of the power seat. Jake don't see these things, man. They thinking this place is going to continue to run forever. You see? It says, and where thieves break through and steal, right? Because ultimately everything that you lay up in this place, guess what? It can be stolen. It can be destroyed. It can be taken away from you at any given moment. That's why ultimately you don't want to focus on these things, man. You see? Verse 20, it said, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven. And that's what we tell you so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Indians, both men and women, to do, to be focusing on the ways of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, to be trying to please the Lord, seeking him. But guess what? You Jakes don't want to do that, man. Right? It's boring, right? In the sight of you 2/3, man. That's why you're going to die. It says where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. You see, thieves cannot break and steal, and take the things from the heavens that you're laying up, you see, which are way more important than these tangible things, man, right? Verse 21, for where your treasure is, there will your heart be also, man. You see, and like I said, a good majority of our people, their treasure is on this earth, man. Their treasure is on these, carnal possessions, these things that they have. You see their cars, their money. You see all of this different type of madness that really don't have any value to it, no real value. And it's ultimately not going to save you in these times that's coming, right? So, yeah, I'm going to grab one more precept real quick, and that'll pretty much be the video, right? So bear with me. I'm going to grab. That's a good one, too. I can grab that one, right? Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 22, right? And it said, for my people, right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, men and women, is foolish. They have not known me, and that's because you don't want to know the Lord. You see, you don't want to follow after the ways of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. You want to continue to follow after the ways that this devil has set up for you to walk and live your lives in. That's more pleasing to Jake than the ways of the Lord, right? It says they are silent children, meaning stupid, because you 2/3 are fucking stupid, man. You see, that's why we're ready for the Lord to destroy you, man, right? Because you're not going to get it. You're just going to continue to be degenerates. You're going to continue to trust in your master Esau, and you're not going to do the right thing, man. So, hey, the Lord got to, cleanse and purge out you 2/3, man, and you heathens, you see. But we're only speaking for our people, so you 2/3 got to go, man, It says, and they have no understanding at all, man, at all through. It says they are wise to do evil, right? They wise to trust in their oppressor, man. You see, they wise to do things that goes against the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. They're wise to be demons. You see, wise to do things that is not right, man. You see, trusting in the system, man, trusting in America, right? Which ultimately this place only continues to fail them every time. But Jake still don't want to let this damn place go because Jake is through, man, right? It says, but to do good, they have no knowledge, right? To seek the Lord, to turn back to him. You see, to not trust in your oppressor, to not trust in these philosophies and ways that this man has told you to live your life, right? Believing in all of his madness. You see, Jake don't want to do that, man. You see, because like I said, that's too hard for them, right? Because they love this place, man. But guess what? This place is going to be destroyed, man, right? Real soon, So with that being said, I pray this video be edifying, just something quick through the spirit. To the next time, I'm going to say shalom to the elect. Shalom.